All right, welcome back to Pondering in the Pines, guys. So today has been a busy day for us. We've already done a couple different videos on spruce tip mead, as well as spruce needle soda or spruce Sprite, which is one of my favorite summer delicious beverages. But now we're going to move on to how to bottle mead that you already have. This is a pretty short video, but it is going to be a multi-step process. So first thing, we have our bottle here. Now this mead has been aged now for 3 years. So it's been going for a while. And we've already removed the airlock from the bunghole. And for this, you're going to make sure everything is sterilized really well, including your hose. Now some people do have different variations of this, but it's a pretty straightforward thing to use. So one of the reasons I like to leave the bunghole in place is because this kind of hosing fits almost perfectly inside it. And you can get down there into where your liquid, just before it gets to the lees, the stuff that's on the bottom. Now, if you have a limited amount of space like I do, give yourself a little bit of height. It doesn't have to be this high, but it definitely helps with the gravity-fed nature of this type of dispensation. So, let's get started. So when you're thinking about bottling mead, or really any homebrew, beer included, finding bottles is always a struggle. And you can get bulk order bottles for between $1.70 and about $3 a piece, but that's a little bit pricey. A lot of times on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace, you can find these collections of Grolsch bottles, which is not my favorite beer, but does make a perfect swing top bottle for these meads or ciders or other homebrew things that you might make yourself. And generally you can get these off of people that have collected them for no good reason for about 75 cents a piece. They're stoked on it, you're stoked on it, and you saved a ton of money instead of buying bottles from a manufacturer. All right, guys, so the principle for this is gravity fed. And we're just going to be letting our mead drain out bottle by bottle. Now, there shouldn't be any fermentation happening left because this actual barrel has achieved about an 18% alcohol by volume. It's long run out of sugar to eat, and it's aged now for 3 years. Either way, you can usually add a finishing agent to it that'll kill any yeast left in here. And that way you make sure that you don't produce bottle bombs that can explode if any other fermentation does take place. Or you can do what we're going to do, which is flash pasteurize these in a sterilizing process after each bottle's filled up. So it's going to take a minute, but we'll check back in here shortly. All right, guys, so we've got a few bottles filled up here. And, my autoclave pot can fill or be filled with about 5 or 6 of these Grolsch bottles at a time. But this is going to be stage 2 of this 2-step process. Now these bottles are going to go in, and as they go in, it displaces water. So definitely don't fill your pot more than about halfway. And these are going to flash pasteurize or boil for about 10 minutes in here. So at 10 minutes point in time, they can be removed, put wherever you want to put them into storage. They'll cool off naturally, and you'll be left with some fantastic, fantastic mead. Now, we will be doing a recipe on rose petal mead soon. Definitely check in with our spruce tip recipe for mead. It's actually one of my favorites. You get this amazingly bright, citrusy, a little bit piney, but fantastic flavor. I've been told it tastes like Yule. I've also been told it tastes like spring, but definitely one of my favorites. So check out that video on our channel. We'll be posting a link to that as well. And then, check back in here in just a couple weeks. We'll be doing a batch of rose petal mead as well. Well, thanks for tuning in, guys. Drop us a like and a follow, and we'll see you next time here on Pondering in the Pines.